After locating the folder where your Motion Puppet motions are stored, which I have open here, you can go ahead and duplicate the base motion folder. That's kind of the easiest way to get your own folder and have the necessary things in it. And the things you actually need are 1 to 4 folders of motions, and it's best to use the same names because then you don't have to recreate the little pictures for the buttons. So I always just stick with them. And inside the folders, there are some BMP files that are the actual button states, and those you need to have. So for me, I just find it easiest to go ahead and copy the whole folder. So I'll just copy and paste. And since I'm in my program folder, my computer's going to ask me, and so yes, I'm fine with that. Okay, now I have a base motion copy. I'm going to rename that to my own name, my motion, and yes. And then I can go in here and edit them how I want to. Like if I don't want as many, say I only want move commands in this case, I'll just get rid of these others. I usually just keep them all, but for the sake of this demonstration to show what happens, I'm going to delete all but one. Okay, now on my move command, I can go in here, and I don't need all these move commands in here either because I've got them in my base folder, so I don't need them in my motions. But you'll notice here that for each motion there is a corresponding INI file. Okay, that's really important, so you're going to need that. So, and you're also going to, of course, need those 3 BMP files at the bottom here. So what I do is I go ahead and do a select all within the folder, and then hold down Control and unselect the BMP files, and I unselect one INI file. And then I go ahead and delete everything else. And make sure you do this for all current items, otherwise you'll have to click this a billion times. Or just set your preferences differently. Okay, so now I have my BMPs and a INI. And right now, if I were to relaunch iClone, nothing would show up in my folder that I created. So I need to add some motions into here. So I found a few motions, and I will just do one for now. So I'll just do dance 1 and 2 and copy them into here. Okay, now I need an INI file to match each one of those. And so I will go ahead and duplicate this. So I have 2 INI files to work with. And now I want one to be dance 01. And I want the other to be dance 02. Okay, so now I have an iMotion with a matching INI file. So now, when I go and relaunch iClone, these will all show up. Okay, let me quit out of iClone. No, I don't need to save anything. And I will go ahead and relaunch iClone. It will take a few minutes to open. Okay, now I've got iClone open. I'm going to, in my content manager, go to Pack View, go to Free Resources, and load a character. And then I can go check if my motion puppet works correctly. All right, so at the top here, you'll see the body profile is the base motion. And I can select my motion here. And remember, I deleted everything but the move category. So move is the only one showing here. And here are my two move files that are in here. So if I go ahead and press preview and then the space bar, then you can see that motion and it will just loop continuously. Or the other one. Okay, so at this point you can then use the mask on a motion. So I will go ahead and remove the legs, for instance, so it doesn't move around. And then it will be the upper body only. You may need to do some adjusting of the arms. Let's go in here, and the arms are kind of going on the body with this motion because this is like an old motion for a different character from years ago probably. So I'm going to go in and find my elbow in, elbow out, and that's maybe a good one to use. Let's do the elbow out a bit more and see what that does. That wasn't quite the right one. I guess I want the shoulders to rotate. Let's see where it's at. Shoulder down, shoulder up, upright slouch, lower elbow, raise elbow, elbow in, elbow out. Let's see, I think I want to raise my elbows, and I don't think I needed this one. Let's see how that does. Well, a little better. It's still going through a little bit. Anyway, you can play with that. But that's how you load in different motions to use. There's nothing automatic about it. You have to do it completely manually.